Hello, this week we're meant to be rigging our tentacle, but I've been busy, so we're going to do a quick nasty video instead of a container filling. This is a Blender only effect, so I'm sorry if you want to use this in something else. To start off, we're going to add a cylinder. Let's set its sides to 8 and leave the rest. Then in edit mode, we can inset our top face by 0.1. Remember that number for later. Then we can extrude this down to make the container that we're going to fill. Don't forget to poke these faces, removing n-gons and creasing these edges before we subdivide our mesh and smooth it. Now for the lid, start another cylinder and drop its depth down. Then place it at the top of our container. Inset the bottom face by 0.1. Poke our faces and subdivide it, and then we can crease our edges. And then we can extrude it down. We're going to need to be able to see through this container, so let's add a new material and drop its alpha down to something like the 0.1 to 0.2 range, and scroll down into our settings and change our render method to blended. Now so that our lid follows our container, we can add an object constraint of the type child of, setting our target to the container. Next in our container's object data, we can go down to our custom properties and make a new one. Open its settings, we can give it a name and set it to a boolean. Now in our lid's child of constraint, we can add a new driver to our influence, setting it to a single property, and that property will be our container. As for the data path, we can just copy the custom property. Make sure that you're clicking on the check mark here to copy the data path, and then we can paste that into our driver's path. And the expression should just be set to var, nothing else. Next, add another cylinder and set this to fill the inside of our container. Subdivide and smooth it out and crease our edges. This here will actually be the surface that which we fill up. Last mesh that we need is a cube. We need this to cover the entire container. This is why I left the origin at the center of my container. This way I can have a smaller cube. Before I forget, make sure that our fill space has a constraint child of set to follow the container as well. Our cube will also need one, but it will not copy its rotation. Now in our cube we can add our last modifier of the type boolean, set the object to be our fill space and change it from difference to intersecting. I'm going to add some color so we can see this better. Now we can hide our fill space from the viewport and its renders. Now to make our container go from full to empty, I'm going to add some shape keys to our cube, and I'm going to move this top face down to 0. This way 0 will be empty and 1 will be full. The last thing I'm going to do is add another custom property to our container and set it to control our shape keys fill amount. So now we can control everything from just clicking on our container. But thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.